I work night shifts as a security guard at an 8-story corporate building in a quiet business district. It's not one of those sleek, new towers. This place was built in the 80s, with old concrete stairwells, flickering fluorescent lights, and air vents that groan when the wind hits them just right. On weeknights, we rotate guards, but on weekends, I work solo. Just me, a silent building, and a bank of black and white security monitors. I used to like the solitude. It gave me space to think. But after what happened on a Saturday night this past spring, I don't think I'll ever be able to work alone again. That night, things started off normal. I clocked in around 10:02 p.m., did my usual sweep, checking exits, stairwells, bathrooms, nothing out of place. The cleaning crew had come through earlier that afternoon, so the place was spotless and silent. I brewed a pot of coffee, sat down in the control room, and passed time like I always do, watching cameras, flipping through my phone, half listening to an old horror podcast. At 1:37 a.m., a soft chime went off on the main monitor. Motion detected, east stairwell, 3rd floor. I clicked over to the feed. The east stairwell is the least used. It doesn't lead to the main lobby and is mostly emergency access. The door there auto-locks from the inside after 9 p.m. No one ever uses it. The screen flickered. At first, I didn't see anything. Just concrete steps and a yellow glow from the old bulb overhead. Then movement. A woman entered frame, slowly walking up the steps. Pale skin, long black hair, wearing a white hoodie and blue jeans. Her head was bowed slightly, and her arms hung unnaturally stiff at her sides. I sat up straighter. She didn't look drunk or lost. She looked like she was listening to something. Every few steps she'd stop, cock her head toward the wall, and smile. At first, I thought maybe she was a late-night cleaning contractor or something. But we don't hire contractors on weekends. And no one had signed into the building after 6 p.m. Then she looked up, straight into the camera, and smiled wide. Not like a friendly smile. A knowing, wide-eyed grin. Like she could see me watching her. I froze. There was no audio on the feed, but I swear her lips moved. Just 2 syllables. And I knew what they said. Kevin. That's my name. I don't wear a badge. I don't have my name anywhere on my uniform. Nobody should know that. I felt something tighten in my chest. My brain kicked into rational mode. Maybe someone was playing a prank. Maybe this was a YouTube channel stunt. I flipped through the other feeds, all empty. The elevators weren't moving. No motion alerts on any other floors. I grabbed the wrench I kept in my desk drawer, not exactly a weapon, but better than nothing, and made my way to the east stairwell. I moved quietly, every footstep echoing too loudly on the tile floor. The closer I got, the colder the air felt. Like the building's old HVAC had stopped pushing heat this far. When I opened the stairwell door, it made that awful metallic squeal. I winced and stepped in. The stairwell was empty. No footsteps, no breathing, no sound, just dim yellow light and concrete. I took slow steps up to the 3rd floor, checking each corner. Nothing. Then I noticed something that made my skin crawl. On the 3rd floor landing, right where I saw her standing on the camera, someone had scratched my name into the wall. With something sharp. Not written, carved. Jagged letters. Kevin. I took a photo of it and backed away, faster now. Back to the control room. When I sat down again, I found a new alert flashing. Motion detected, 4th floor hallway. I clicked the feed. There she was. The woman. Standing completely still in the middle of the hallway. Facing the camera. Her eyes wide. Her mouth slightly open. I zoomed in. Her mouth was moving again. Kevin. That time, I heard something behind me, a whisper, like someone had breathed my name inches from my ear. I spun around. Nobody. I was alone. Or, I thought I was. I picked up my walkie, even though I had no one to call. My hands were shaking now. I thought about calling the cops, but what would I even say? There's a woman who knows my name and is standing motionless on different floors. I reached for the phone anyway. But then, every monitor glitched. The feed scrambled like old VHS tape static. For about 3 seconds, every single camera, just noise. And when the static cleared, she was in the control room, dead center of the main monitor, standing right behind my chair. I spun so hard I nearly fell off the seat. But I was alone. Still alone. Except, the air felt wrong now. The lights in the hallway outside the room began to flicker, and the hum of the electronics turned into something else, almost like breathing. I slammed the door shut and locked it. My phone had no signal. My heart was thudding so hard I could hear it in my ears. That's when the monitor lit up again. Motion detected, basement storage. I didn't want to look. I didn't want to see. But I clicked. The camera was facing a long, narrow hallway beneath the building, old supply storage. Pipes along the ceiling, low-hanging lights, crates of unused office junk. She was down there now, walking slowly, arms dragging at her sides, hair swaying like it was underwater. I swear her body twitched every few steps, like her joints weren't moving right. She turned to face the camera again. There was something different this time. Her hoodie was gone. She was wearing a hospital gown, thin, stained, hanging off her shoulder. And her skin, it looked grayish now, bruised. Suddenly, the feed went black. Then, a message popped up on the screen, a system text that the software usually uses for scheduled warnings. But this wasn't scheduled. The message read, "She remembers you, Kevin." I turned off the monitor. I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed my keys and bolted for the exit. But when I reached the lobby, something stopped me in my tracks. The glass front door had handprints all over it, dozens of them, foggy and wet, like someone had pressed their palms and face up against it, over and over. In the center was a smile drawn in the condensation. I ran. I didn't even lock up. I just got in my car and peeled out of the lot, tires screeching. The next morning, I came back with my supervisor and claimed a system glitch triggered the alarm, and I panicked. I told him someone had been loitering outside, and I didn't want to take chances. He didn't ask many questions. But here's the thing that keeps me up now. About a week after that night, I got an email from an old friend I hadn't spoken to in years, Derek, from high school. He said he randomly found an old yearbook photo and wanted to check in. Then he dropped something that made my blood run cold. Remember that girl who drowned behind the old hospital in senior year? The one who used to follow you around. I had completely forgotten about her. Samantha Elms. She was quiet, odd, always watching me. She wrote me notes, drew me things, tried to sit near me in every class. I thought she was just awkward. When she disappeared, I thought it was unrelated. I was 18. I didn't understand mental illness. I never answered her notes, never said goodbye. She died in the water reservoir behind the old psychiatric facility just months after graduation. I don't know if it's her. I don't know what she wants. But every now and then, when I pass a reflective window or shut off the lights in my apartment, I catch a glimpse of something behind me. A white hoodie, a wide smile, and the faintest whisper in the dark.